we cannot, having gone through COVID, having gone through the protests that we're going through right now, this clamoring for racial equality, we cannot go back to doing things the way that they were being done.
It's important that we listen to these protesters. This is a defining moment in the history of our country.
The pressure is mounting, and that is clear here today. For Mayor de Blasio to make a public commitment to creating a world-class global city where sexual assault and rape are taken seriously.
You don't get my sympathy.
You don't get my sympathy.
Brave women are rising up.
Brave women are rising up.
Gonna tell you how it's gonna be.
Gonna tell you how it's gonna be.
Say, listen to the women.
Listen to the women.
Believe the women.
Believe the women.
Trust the women.
Trust the women.
The National Organization for Women New York City is an organization that fights for women's rights. We elevate women's voices. We challenge institutions and elected leaders and hold them accountable to women and girls. And we do that by really engaging people, training the next generation of activists and getting people involved to stand up and speak out for their rights.
To push policy to be more inclusive and more equitable.
Whether that's electing women representatives in office, whether that's elevating the voices of survivors and ensuring that they're being heard in our halls of Congress, or whether it's passing legislation like the Violence Against Women Act.
To take on leadership positions and going out and campaigning for women.
Look at what's happening at the federal level. I see my rights being rolled back. I see the things that my parents fought for being rolled back. And I think a lot of women just said, hey, if I want to change things, I need a seat at the table.
My colleagues and I, we were emotional and we felt a lot of pride. NOW had taken an active role, knocking on 5,000 doors, traveling to some of the districts that nearby in the Northeast that needed help. And seeing so many women elected and so many women of color elected, I think that we did have a semblance of victory there.
So when NOW-NYC and other groups got together to protest in front of, the corporate sponsor, I had to be there. I wanted to be there because it's important. It's important for us to tell people that they have a responsibility and they have a duty of care to the people that buy their products. These are everyday, regular people who care about the lives of women and girls, and every day work really, really hard to try to do something that pushes the ball down the road or shifts the needle in terms of how women and girls are treated and cared for and protected and elevated in our society.
It's an organization that keeps on fighting and has been doing this work for years, so it's amazing and empowering.
And that's why the work that NOW New York City is doing every day is so vital, because we remain a steadfast voice for women to speak up, to stand up, and to fight back so that our rights are not taken away.
I say it's coming in stronger. I'm shaped by the wave crashing over.